In Black history, slavery is by far the most researched, discussed, and read topic, day in and day out. There are more and more stories revealing how enslaved Africans were forcefully taken from their homes and thrown on ships only to be sold into slavery that lasted for well over 400 years. In many African traditional cultures, it is believed that an African never strays too far from home and that he or she will surely find his or her way back either in the world of the living or the dead. It is the reason why the rites of passage are taken very seriously in the African traditional setting and why during slave trade many traditional ceremonies were held to bid farewell to the captured Africans and to give them strength and morale until they make it back home again. Millions of Africans were captured and sold as slaves working on plantations or as domestic hands in the Western world, and a few of them were Africans from royal families. Many of the Western slave traders respected African kings and their families and always made sure not to sell any royal off. However, a few royals somehow found themselves being sold off into slavery. Here in this video are 5 Africans who experienced the luxuries of life in Africa but were suddenly stripped of their birthrights and had to work on plantations as slaves. Number 1. Prince William Ansah Sessarakoo of Ghana. Sessarakoo was born in 1736 in Annamaboe, Gold Coast, modern-day Ghana in West Africa. He was born a royal prince and heir to the throne of Annamaboe in the central region of Ghana. His father, Chief Eno Baise Kulensi, who later became known as John Koronte, was a slave trader and an important ally for any trader in the city. When William Ansah Sessarakoo was old enough, his father set him off to England in an attempt for him to gain quality education, a heir to the throne, and to build a partnership with the English to gain accurate information about the happenings in Europe. Sessarakoo was sent aboard a ship and entrusted to the captain for transport. Instead, the ship's captain sold Sessarakoo into slavery in Barbados. He was discovered in Barbados years later by a free Fanti trader who alerted John Koronte. Koronte petitioned the British to free his son. The Royal African Company, the English company operating the slave trade, freed him and transported him to England before he was later sent home. Number 2 is Princess Anta Majigwen Ndiaye of Senegal. Princess Anta, born in 1793 in the powerful Wolf Kingdom in modern-day Senegal, West Africa. She lived a loyal life and had guards and servants that followed her to protect her from many raids by the Tiedo raiders from the neighborhood Fura Toro Kingdom. Unfortunately, in 1806, she was captured by the raiders along with 2 young girls who could have been her servants from the Wolf Kingdom, popularly known as Jollof Kingdom of ancient Senegal. Anta was only 13 years old at the time of her capture, and it is very unlikely that the raiders were aware of her social status. She was taken away to Gull Island along with other slaves and kept hostage until slave merchants purchased her after being displayed at the slave market. Princess Anta was sold to Zephaniah Kingsley, a wealthy plantation owner, businessman, and slave ship captain from Florida. The two got married and she became a rich plantation owner in Florida. It took more than 2 centuries for her people to relocate her and welcome her spirit back home through the grand celebrations in 2018. Number 3 is Princess Aquantun Ezondigdu Mahmoud da Silva Santos of Central Africa. Princess Mahmoud was the daughter of an unknown king of Congo. Congo was located in modern-day northern Angola, the Republic of Congo, the western part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and southern Gabon, in between there. From 1891 to 1914, Congo was a vassal state of Portugal. In 1665, Princess Aquantun Ezondigdu Mahmoud da Silva Santos led 10,000 men into the Battle of Mbwila between the Kingdom of Congo and the Kingdom of Portugal. After the Battle of Mbwila, the princess was transported to the port of Recife, a warehouse and sugar mill. It is documented that the princess was purchased solely for the purpose of reproduction with other slaves. When she became pregnant, the princess was sold to a mill in Porto Calvo in Brazil. The princess later founded the Palmeiras, or the Quilombo dos Palmeiras, a community in Alagoas, Brazil, comprised of the runaway slaves. And number 4 is King Takyi, still back in Ghana. King Takyi was a Fanti king from Gold Coast, now modern-day Ghana. There are no records of which group of Fantis he ruled over before becoming a slave, but research indicates that he might have been the ruler of a settlement in Komenda or Koromantis in the central region of Ghana. Takyi was also a wealthy merchant and slave trader himself until he was captured. So he also tested a dose of his medicine until he was captured during the Komenda Wars and sold off into slavery when his state was defeated. In May of 1760, Takyi and his followers started the revolt in the early hours of the morning, starting at the plantation where they worked, killing the owners and thus freeing all the slaves. The rebellion lasted until July, when Takyi was gunned down and killed. After he was shot, his head was cut and displayed in the center of the town to indicate that the rebellion had been stopped and the freed slave and Takyi's army were now in danger. And number 5 is Prince Ayuba Suleiman Diallo of Senegal. Ayuba Suleiman Diallo was born in 1701 in Bundu, present-day Senegal, also known as Jabo Ben Solomon. Diallo was a descendant of Muslim Fluba religious leader. His grandfather was the founder of Bundu. Diallo was also a merchant and scholar. In 1730, Diallo and his interpreter, Rumen Yawas, also referred to as Lamin J, Lahman J or Lahim J, Lamin Ndiaye, and Laumin Bai, were captured by members of the Mandinka tribe. This occurred by the Gambia River. They were subsequently sold to the Royal African Company. Diallo was sorted in Annapolis, Maryland. In 1733, Diallo was sent to England. It was there he learned to communicate in English. He was also able to infiltrate the clique of the London elite. In July of 1734, Diallo was finally able to return to the Gambia. His newfound homeland had been destroyed by war. His wives were remarried and his father had died. I believe there is more to add on the list. Please come down in the comment section and add your own with details. My name is Osie The Born Child, and thank you so much for watching the African Diaspora News channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. Until next time, but for now, let's meet in the discussion section, that is the comment section. Bye-bye. Love you all.